Hi, this is Lesley Ormsby, and I am here to do the Sagittarius reading for November 2019. Now, I actually forgot to do your reading. And I say that we forgot, but actually, I actually missed use. And I was made aware of that yesterday. And funnily enough, well, not funny really, shockingly enough, and embarrassingly enough, I heard that I heard somebody else had done it as well. And yeah, so I'm actually quite embarrassed by that. But there may be something in that for you, and there may be a reason for that. And the energy that I was picking up around you and at that time. So last week I would have been doing them all in throughout the week. So or maybe the week before actually. Gosh, it's gone that fast I can't keep up. So anyway, obviously I try and do them all in order. So there may be something that is going on around you that is out of order, and maybe something that you have missed. Okay, so and I was going to say a little bit earlier, and as I started talking about, I heard another reader did the same thing, but not with Sagittarius, with Aries though. So my feeling is because it's caught my attention, there may be someone who is of the Aries sign that maybe you are either you are a little bit out of sorts with them, or they're a little bit out of sorts with you. So, and this Aries person, I feel it could be for some of you either, I'm hearing for some of you a partner, and or a work colleague for some of you. So I'm squinting because my eyes are a little bit, there's a lot of white light energy around me, and it's like, and it's kind of not blinding, I can't see it right in front of me, but I know they're around me. So there's a lot of higher energy beings who are around me lately. So, and they're wanting to channel, but come through. And so there may be a similar thing going on for you. Like there's a different sort of energy around you, or a different sort of energy about you this month in November, or coming into November. So, say from October. So obviously, today is the 7th. So I've kind of missed the boat there. But like I say, I feel like you have had to work something out on your own. And interestingly enough, there is in my meditation group this morning, I have two Sagittarians that are in there, and one of them had said to me, "Oh, excuse me, but when you're going to put up the Sagittarius one, have you forgotten us?" And I'm thinking, you know what? Somebody said the same thing last night or late yesterday afternoon. And you know what? And I checked, and it's like, oh my God, I have totally missed you. And I do actually remember questioning that at that point. So back then, or something not feeling quite right. So anyway, here we are. And like I say, I feel like there is a reason for that. And it's interesting too, because one of the ladies who is Sagittarius, she said, well, she quite quick, she realized that actually I was waiting for it, and just wanting to see what feedback Spirit had for her in the way for her movements of where she is. And then she said to me, or us to the group, actually, you know what, I feel like I need to work that bit out myself. And that's what I feel like that has happened for this, in this last week. Why interestingly enough, yours didn't get done in these last 2 weeks of October, so that you've figured it out. And I'm just saying that about keeping a positive a positive frame of mind, and taking positive mental notes about what was going on, at that time, at that situation where you were going through it, in this last week. So have a think back about the different types of thoughts that you've been thinking, and actually what the change is. And so, in figuring out is actually how detrimental that can be, the way we think, to what we want to bring, what we want to do have or be in our life, you know, or or yeah, whatever the words are. So I'm sorry, I've just got lots of, because there's lots of like stop starting thoughts and that, like all over the place sort of thinking going on. What do I want to do this? And it's like, but there's a confidence level sort of thing going on there, but you'll get through it. So and it's just like what I hear, and what, as I was prepping to go into this, it's like there's a need to commit to yourself. Okay, a need to commit to yourself in the sense is like, what is my intention? Where am I going? What do I want? And be really firm with it, because I feel like a lot of you have got, some of you have got so much going on that you've kind of like just overwhelmed yourself, and others of you have got, a bit going on, but it's still overwhelming you because it's in your head. It's overthinking things again, and not going into that, that space of just trusting that the outcome is going to be what you want it to be. And then for some of you, trusting that the outcome is going to be what you want it to be, but I feel like some of you, it's not going to be like you've applied for a job. So a lot of you are going to get that job. There are others of you that have, which is why some of you are like sitting on the fence and about, and I just, I'm saying sitting on the fence because you're neither here nor there with it. It's like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. All I know is that I had a good feeling that when I went into this interview or this meeting, or this, I was to use some hui, for whatever reason, that the deal is going to be, a reasonably good outcome. So for most of you, it'll be a reasonably good outcome. For some of you, it'll be the outcome. And others of you, that's like, it's okay. I get where that was. So it's about like looking at where you are and stand with it. But at the same time, it's about like keeping a positive attitude towards where you're wanting to go and how you're wanting it to look like, and then stay in that place. Oh my gosh. Oh, here's my cards. So so interesting. That should come up. So for some of you, there's like new jobs on the horizon that are coming in, and a new and totally new career that's coming up for some of you. That are looking. Some of you, I feel like, have applied, and others of you are still like thinking about it, about what is going on for you. And where you want to go and how you're going to do it. Phew. Wow. So anyway, once again, I apologize for being a little bit late and missing you out. But on the other hand, I just feel like I kind of want to take that back because it's all meant to be. And I feel like you've got, a lot of you have figured it out for yourself, but you're just wanting to like make sure. Okay, cool. Anyway, it's either way, it's success. That's what I feel like I need to tell you, or they need to tell you, Spirit needs to tell you. So anyway, I've got the Sacred Web deck. That's I'm working with at the moment. I wasn't going to pull them out, but anyway, they're calling out to me, so I am pulling them out and I'm shuffling them, and this card here fell out. Okay, so it's clear perspective, and I feel like, like I said before, what was coming through is that, it's about getting a clear perspective of what you want. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? How are you going to get there? And it's about having that little bit of a plan in the big run, and in the long run, like the big plans, not just the little plans, but those two, about where you're wanting to go in life and how you're going to do it, and what could that look like, and just keep visualizing that, because it's all about putting forward or putting out there or manifesting by what we want. By manifesting, they're telling you, so they've got all these little fairy things that are like fluffy things that are coming off the trees outside. It's actually quite magical when they do start to come. So, and it's anyway, going back to this. Okay, so that's actually part of the message. It's actually quite magical about what happens, like what is going to happen for a lot of you. And it's kind of like looking at nature and looking at how the magnificence of nature and how it grows, how it can change your mood and your perspective about things when we go out into nature. So there may be some of you that are, having a calling and resisting about going out into nature. And there are some of you that have like, they're asking you to go out there, and to maybe go a little bit deeper with that, okay? Like actually, like not just walking there, but actually doing some gardening, or doing some, or touching the tree, or hugging a tree, or like taking some time out and actually like smelling the roses and the flowers, or whatever it is that you're doing, and making the daisy chain. That just drawing my attention to all the daisies that are outside on my lawn, and making daisy chains and allowing yourself just to relax, okay? So and that's one way we can help to gain that clear perspective. So meditating in that sort of way, it can help us, okay? Getting out and going to the beach or the ocean, or where it is that it's your favorite place to go. Water is a good thing. I know, Sagittarians are more fire, but water is really nice. It's really cleansing. So whether it's the sea, or the ocean, or whether it's a pond or a creek or a river or a lake, it's like, even if you don't jump in the water, it's about being near the water and allowing that energy to like help cleanse you, okay, and bring in that sort of energy. So what I'm seeing there too, and what they're drawing me to, is the rainbow that is on this at the bottom there, and I'm just more drawn to that. Things, for me, the rainbow is really magical, and I mentioned that word earlier. Things are quite magical for you at the moment, and because you've put an intention behind in the beginning that actually, what, I can do this, or I can. I'm able to like put myself out there in this way and apply for this and apply for that, or put myself energy into this relationship and try this and try that, and or let's do this, let's go here. Planning trips. I'm hearing some of you are planning trips overseas. That maybe in October, in November, it might have been in October you were planning them to go overseas in the next 2 or 3 months for Christmas and New Year's. But even some of you, I get the feeling that some of you are heading off in November. So there are some big things coming up for you in this month of November, big changes. So it's just going with the flow. But also asking you to make sure that you allow yourself to accept help when it comes. If people offer you money, take it, if people offer you help, and not just in the way of money, but it's like somebody, if I've heard food, but it may be something like, going out for tea or lunch or something, or it may be that you may need a hand to do something around the house or the garden. Ask for help and or receive it, or just lovingly allow people to help you, okay? Okay. Because I'm just hearing some of you might be being the martyr or playing the martyr, and not allowing people to help you because you could do it all, and yes you can, but hey, sometimes it's nice to allow people to do stuff for us and with us, alongside of us, to help us out. One, for some of you, I'm hearing like many hands make light work. The other side of that is just some people, just want to genuinely help you, so let them help you. Or you might just, be asked for help. So just it's almost like going in there with a different attitude, okay? A different attitude, and how that might look. And you'll be surprised at actually when your attitude changes, or when our attitude changes, how actually much fun you will have. And it's taking your head out of the drama that could possibly happen. And if some drama does happen, it's like, you know what, brush it off. Okay, it's just leave it where it is. That's all that is. Because I feel like for some of you, it's about getting out and about of the place, okay? This month, it's like taking yourself, getting taking yourself out, getting yourself out, and doing stuff, doing different things to help like shift your energy. It may be that you don't necessarily go for a bushwalk, but and you might just go for a walk around down the park. But it's like, okay, I might change that, or I might change it up and do something else. For instance, like I don't normally do. I'm looking at going to do to the gym. But there have been some workout, some classes that are coming up, like different things like dancing, like hula knees and dancing for exercise, and and for some of you it might be Zumba. So for some of you it might not be actually going to the gym. It may be that you join a small group that's in your community with somebody who takes like yoga classes or something like that for 6 weeks or something like that, or it may be that you do that for, you know, or other types of exercise classes where they have like boot camps or something like that. So it's about like what Spirit is just saying, like if for those of you that are in the southern hemisphere, like in New Zealand or Australia and that, are utilising this amazing weather, especially here in New Zealand at the moment. I live in Ngaruawahia, which is in the Waikato area, and it's just beautiful here at the moment. And the last few days, it's been like, wow, it's beautiful weather for November for us anyways. It's super duper, and I will be making the most of it. So anyway, and so that's what they're saying, is just making the most of this beautiful energy that's around us, especially now at the moment, because I feel for like a lot of you, you've come through some sort of shift in perspective, and that actually, you know what, I've got this. I just need to trust, and this is the next card that fell out. Okay, that when I shuffled is trust. Okay. And look at that beautiful deer. And look how trusting that deer looks. And that deer is actually like endearing. Now, for some of you, I feel like I have a grandmother energy here. So I don't normally go there. But so a lot of you who may be tuning into this when your grandmother is around you. And she's got and I'm hearing the word endearing in there. And she's saying, dear, don't forget to trust, basically. Don't let others take your trust away. You know, this is about you trusting in yourself, okay? Not our letting go. So it's like, don't let others like put other thoughts in your mind that you dwell on that stop you from doing something that you really want to do. So there may be some of you that are maybe doing that, and there may be some of you that they're just like not trusting yourself and not trusting the process. Okay. Righty, oh man, that's kind of like pretty full on. So that's a kind of heady at the moment. So there's a lot of energy in my head. So I feel like some of you must be like having a lot of thinking or a lot of stuff going on in your head. So, and my nose has started to play. It was actually not reasonably bad. It wasn't too bad earlier on, but now my sinuses are playing up even more as I'm doing this reading. So some of you maybe, and that for me is there's something going on around. You know, somebody's like, that's about not so much anger, irritation, okay? Some of you, it could be like borderline anger about something, about irritation, so about that somebody maybe, or something, or a situation, or an experience that you maybe have recently had, or something that's been in the past that's come back just recently to trigger up an experience in the past. It's like, oh my gosh, so it's kind of like, and you may be like, not blinding headaches, but blinding sort of a feeling. So it might be like the light is turned on. So it may be that your eyes are really tired. So working through that. So there's a bit of forgiveness as this in this November for some of you, okay? For a lot of you, and like even though there's that sort of things going on, I feel like your energy is, you know, is reasonably good, considering. You know, considering, and I feel like some of you, there's a group of you that, for like career-wise, are definitely a good portion of you are looking at changing your career or your or there's movement in your business. Okay, for some of you, I feel like that are listening to this, they're your business. If you're in business, you're more likely. Some of you are thinking about selling, or like adding on. Okay, so. And some of you, the ones, there's some that sort of confusion. So maybe some of you are still in the process of, you know, what shall I do? Shall I do it? Is it time to, deciding whether it is time to do it or not? For some of you, yes, I feel like you'll get a few clues in the next couple of days with some information. It's like some of you, the ones that are like weighing it up or on the fence with doing that at the moment, are like not, are just waiting for a little bit more information, or this like a clue or a sign, and just like something to like, so you can confidently say, and within your heart, that's like, yep, okay, that's it, I'm ready to sell. It's just like that final like perception of where things are going and how that might look, and what do you really want. And that's because that's what you're doing, you're thinking that way. What is it that I really want? What am I ready for? And just weighing out all the pros and the cons in it. But I do feel like Yeah, you'll make your decision within the next couple of days, yeah, of seeing this video, basically. So, what are we, the 7th? So it'll be about the 9th or the 10th. A lot of you will have figured that out. Some of you are just starting to think about that, and by the end of November, you would have definitely made a decision about what you're going to do. Yeah. Wow. There is a lot of movement, and I was shuffling the cards before, and I feel like they're wanting you to look at it, and it's like when you're making these decisions and you're looking at things, is being kind to yourself is one of them. The other side of the other making decisions, they're asking you to think about and be in that that energy of that, of love is of being in that place, and that energy of feeling that and knowing that love is the greatest power of all. So look, see, know, and be that power, will be that love, when you're making your decisions in this next month. Because I feel like for a lot of you, like I say, a lot of you are still sitting on the fence, and they're talking about bringing that back to you, okay? And what is it that you really want to do? So this is about that's what they're talking about, loving yourself, okay, going into that space. And some of you are I think I'm really tired, because I'm really tired. I just want to go to sleep. And the energy's been a little bit all over the place, so you may have been feeling some stuff going on. So in this card here, look, blank. It didn't fall out, but I've just been drawn to it to mention it, because it was I'd tuned over and I thought, oh, whoa. So there's a blank slate for a lot of you. A clean slate is what I mean by that. A blank but clean. So you can write your own story for that. So I feel like some of you, they're talking about some of you, there's a new romance. Literally for some of you, it's there's a new romance coming in for you. Others of you, there is a new romance in your relationship with your husband or your partner, or your wife, depending, what that might look for you. So, and it's something with some of you may have happened, that has made you more thinking about life in general, and maybe about how you have been behaving in the last few months, in the last few years, or maybe the last decade, or maybe even for some of you when you look back at your whole marriage, so some of you are looking, finding or going through this new romantic phase within you at the moment, and it's not so much, this is all about you, Sagittarius. There's something new about you, in the way that you think. So there's even this romantic feeling with some of you. So yeah, so it's pretty beautiful, actually. That is for what is going on to you. So for some reason they draw me back to the clear perspective. So that's that side of things too. So and for you that are the romantic side of things, the new romance, it's you've had a clear perspective about things in your life, and like I say, something has happened that has created that shift. And it may be that you've seen someone go through a trauma, or you've done some sort of healing that you've been going through, or it's sometimes in conversations we pick up things and then the penny will drop. And it's your dreams might be changing. So there's something that subconsciously it's coming out, and some of these clues about your movements in life, for the future are coming up, or even your movements in life now is helping you to process what is going on, so you to move into where that which you choose and want to create your life to be and look like, and that's super freaking awesome. So this one here, for some reason I don't normally do this as well. So this one is feel the love and do it anyway. So for some of you, you're jumping right out of your comfort zone into a new love. So some of you, I feel have gone with that new romance on, is some of you have come out of a relationship and gone straight into the fry pan, you could say, or into another one. But it's almost like, but that, when I'm hearing that, it's like some of you is like the divorce has finally come, and so it's not so much you're jumping straight into a relationship because of the divorce. It's like there was something already going on, but it's like now this is really real. So there's some changes in there. So and others of you are like feeling the love and doing it anyway is like making changes within your relationship. So it could be that you're stepping out of a relationship with somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage. It could be something, you know, a de facto relationship. It could be a relationship to do with family. Like some of you might be stepping away from family bullshit or something like that. And also some of you may be stepping away from, career or job drama bullshit. You know, that's kind of like, whoa. But it's a very powerful month this month, which is leading on from last month and also the month before, and actually throughout this whole year it's gotten you to be to this place. So some of you is like, you know, this is really like amping it up for beginning and even like going into now. So there's no reason necessarily to wait for next year, but with the way the cards are going and with the way the energy is going, some of us it's not going to be like right now. Some of us it is going to be like in that in not until closer to January or in January where things will really start to rock and roll and get rolling and moving for you. But some of you are there right now as things are starting to rock and roll right now, and that's cool. So the other thing is transition. So that's where you're in a transition at the moment. Okay. Jeez, I just noticed my voice changed. There's a lot of energies that are different that are coming around me. So a transition. So I feel like that. Yeah, there's transition, change of energy, change of change of energy, like physically. A change of energy for some of you. So some of you may be coming out of the closet, like as in gay, as in, you know, your sexual preferences and stuff like that. So, congratulations if you are one of those. You're owning your own power and you're stepping into your own light, or staying in your own light. You're just like continuing it, but you're making that transition into acknowledging it and allowing others to acknowledge and accept as well. Cool. That's friggin' amazing. So some of you, so also there's a transition like from different places, like workplaces as well. So it's not just about the love or the relationship or sexual part of it, but the other side, like for career is like for that as well, is transitioning into place. Some of you are actually selling home and moving on as part of your transition, and I feel like a lot of you are moving because of work. So anyway, these are Archangel Michael's cards, messages that he brings through for me, or has brought through for me in the past, and also still in the now, of course. I have a shuffle of these, but I feel like I'm going to pick up Archangel Raphael. He's having a wee chat now. We'll just wait for one. I'm shuffling. Flow, throw. So okay, so he's some of Archangel Raphael. I'm hearing it with healing, and they're around the word love at the moment. For some of you, there's a lot of healing and processing of going through. So all of these have frickin' fallen out. Okay, so I'm going to take them. So this one here, so there may be something that's happening with you. So or somebody. So make it special. Okay. Whatever it is that for some of you is happening. So there may be a birthday, or there may be something going on with you, some changes in your life. And like going back to this love thing and the romantic thing, I'm just going to put that card on there. It's about making it special, making you feel special. And some of you are going into like a new position or a new house or or a new job, a new career, or making or buying into a new business, or even selling a house or buying a new business. So either way, there's celebration going on for a lot of you this month, for some success and something that you've actually put out there and wished for, Okay. And then here, this is a little bit of confirmation for everything. So this one here is, are you expressing your truth and allowing the same opportunity? Okay. I'm just kind of like allowing the same opportunity. It kind of feels unfinished. So there's two things going on: allowing the same opportunity for others to do the same, and or allowing the opportunities, that same opportunity. Are you expressing your truth and allowing them the same opportunity? So I kind of read that wrong, but there's this kind of there's two things going on: them the same opportunity, and also yourself the same opportunity, in the sense that it's like, are you listening to yourself? Like, are you listening to what you are hearing to yourself about opportunities? That's what's ringing a bell in me, is in my ear at the moment. Okay, because I read that differently to what it says on the card. So both, are you expressing your truth and allowing them the same opportunity? So there may be somebody that's around you at the moment, is like you're maybe not quite hearing, or they may be like just going through something, So sometimes we need to shut the heck up and just let people speak, and be in that observant role, because it's like sometimes we can go in that space. I know I do occasionally, and people let me have a rant, and then I let them have a rant as well. It's just about letting them get it out, or just expressing their concern or interest or whatever it is, or their point of view. You don't have to take it all on board, it's just or their constructive criticism has come up as well. So, and if it's not constructive, well, then you biff it out. So it's about weighing up to you where your head's at. So sometimes any sort of criticism, whether it's constructive or not, we can get our hair bent out of shape, or our nose bent out of shape, whatever phrase that you use for that. It's quite funny. It'd be interesting to see what comes up. So anyway, respect yourself and others will too. So there's that thing, which is kind of going back to this whole thing here about expressing your truth and allow the others to do the same. And then this last card. So love is in the air. Okay, so that goes back. I feel like that's an overall though, depending on where you're looking at, how you're looking at it. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that's all I have for you Sagittarius for the month of November. It's really just, like feeling your way through it as far as your energy goes, and know that you have, it's like going into that place to find that, like meditation, or just, it doesn't have to be like, an hour or 2 hours long. It can be just 2 minutes just to bring your energy to you, figure out what it is, and then expand it back out. Clear it as zhuzh it up and expand it back out, with love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, and adventure. Of course. Okay, so I just want to remind you that these are general reads, which this is what I normally do in the beginning, that these are general reads. So if this does resonate with you, wonderful. If it doesn't, then, just leave it, just leave it. Don't try and make it fit. It's not for you. Clearly it's not for you. However, some of you may be taking some of it and not all of it, and that's okay too. Just take what does and what doesn't. Also, I just want to make note that also let you know too, that in a way these are a little bit timeless, even though I've kind of like said yes, I have said that they're for dated it like for November. It may actually roll on into like December more, or halfway through December, and maybe into January as well. So the energy might go through into that, or you might be experiencing it now, and maybe in just this last month, and it may actually already something similar. This is something similar I'm hearing that has happened, like a repeat cycle that has happened maybe a year or two ago, and you may be thinking, oh crikey, I remember this happening like a year or so ago, or even maybe 6 months ago, and you understand it more. So it's kind of like unraveling or added a little bit more confirmation into what happened before, to help you move through or past your barriers or your boundaries that you've put up for you. So the other thing is like, the messages that are coming through here are not just for the sun sign or your star sign. They are suitable for those who are, it may be for your moon, if this is your moon, rising, or Venus sign, or Venus sign, it could be for that. Also, there are some cross watchers out there who may be listening, so welcome as well. Let me see. If you're watching this on YouTube, please, I invite you to subscribe to my channel for new readings that come up, and also push the bell, the notification bell, so that will let you know when I'm posting other other content or new content out. And I am doing a lot of the angel reading, and also a lot of the, what do you call it, otherworldly energies or universal being energies are starting to channel through messages through me as well. So they will be coming up here as well. Anyway, lots of love for November. So excited for you. And I shall see you either near the end of this November or the beginning of December. Okay, God bless you. Take care, and bye for now.